to work with asymmetric system. Asymmetric has a simple logic that there is one master which will accept the process and there are n slaves. Asymmetric processing has a simple logic that there is one master and n slaves, where one master would accept task or rather a process. This process would be divided into n tasks and given to different slaves for working. Let's say task 1, here is 2 and here is 3. Given to 3 slaves. Together, these slaves would be performing processing and getting the final result. On a broad scale, multi-processing system is the next thing what we are about to see in terms of hardware. Even our cells or the mobiles today are becoming quad-core, octa-core. What is this octa-core concept? 8 cores, 8 small processors with their own queue capable of giving you the best of processing. Hence, we expect multi-processor OS to grow in market. The fourth in the series is time sharing system. What exactly time sharing system is gonna be? Well, it is a kind of a uniprocessing system, but in this, a particular user using the entire system is not done. What we do in this is, we have a single processing system. So let's call it, there is a processor. There are multiple users. The time sharing system is also known as a multi-user system because multiple users can use the same system parallelly. Logic is fairly simple. All users are connected to the processing power of the processor, but each one of them are given time slice for which they can access processor. For the current example, let's understand 10 seconds. So each one of over here would be having 10 seconds. So considering user 1, 2, 3 and 4, let's say each of them would be having a 10-second slice from the processor. So what happens? This is just an example to take a 10-second, but it's like a fan. The processing has been done so fast that when fan moves, you will not be able to understand where exactly wings are pointing. Similar to this, in this, time slice has been kept so small so that each user is executing a part of their job when the processor is supporting them. This slice period has been kept so small that each of the user would feel that they are executing their own process. The concept is also known as the virtual processor. Why virtual processor? Because for each user, it feels that it has its own processor, whereas reality is not that way. It is that the processor is being shared by all available end users equally in a time slice manner. Multi-user concept is also equivalent to this hand sharing concept, in which multiple users would be using the same processor and processing power for serving over a longer period of time. Users over here can be example of internet service provider, ISP as we call it. Consider a thing that when we take a connection, what we are taking is a small time slice given from the bandwidth. We have a switch, we have a router and so many stuff. But the time slice has been so rapidly scaled that no user would understand that there are different means happening. Time sharing is the next big thing when it comes to operating system or the current development, because even with quad-core, octa-core processors, what we today need is a system which can accommodate multiple users or multiple tasks in a time-sharing manner. Hence, time sharing has its own advantage.